What's going on, guys? It's the Hunter Project here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going over my top 8 rare and subspecies from the mainline Monster Hunter entries. And my statistics have shown that 94% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed. So as always, if you do enjoy the video, a like and subscribe would be extremely appreciated and helps out the channel a ton as we make our way to 10,000 subscribers. And without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. Coming in first, in no particular order, we have Glacial Agnaktor. This Generation 3 Leviathan was introduced in Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, which many of you may know was never brought over to the West, so Western players would have to wait until Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate to challenge this beast. I love the colour scheme the monster has, especially when its ice armour has fully formed around its body. It has a slightly longer, harder and sharper beak than its normal counterpart, which is useful for one of its key abilities, of which it digs through the icy ceilings and floors to traverse the area and outsmart its prey. It is able to also attack with a beam composed of ice and water, leaving its victim with water blight, which of course can be quite problematic for its prey, leaving its mobility quite limited. And just overall, it's a really cool ice monster, or even ice subspecies of a lava monster, and it will be kicking off our unranked list of top and rare species. Coming in as our first rare species on the list, we have Abyssal Lagiacrus. Lagiacrus is already one of my all-time favourite monsters, and is a clear fan favourite amongst the community, and this Abyssal rare species only solidifies its king status. Introduced in 3 Ultimate, Abyssal Lagiacrus has a much darker colour tone, only heightening the contrast between its scales and its electrical producing dorsal spikes and hood spines. Its eyes are a striking red that appear to glow among the murky depths of which it resides, and I just love how beefy this version of the Leviathan is, and how it can only be fought in the underwater ruins, where it shares the habitat of one other monster that can only be faced in the same location, the Elder Dragon, Stygian. Next up, we have the subspecies Ruby Basarios. This flying wyvern isn't necessarily one of my favourite monsters in the series, but the design for its subspecies is definitely a cool one at that. The monster made its debut in the West in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and is far more deadlier than its normal species. The most notable feature, of course, corresponding with its name, the rubies on its back. This Basarios has an assortment of pink crystals protruding from all over its back, and its body is heavily covered by moss due to it living in a vegetation-rich environment. It is able to use its most notable visual feature offensively as well, by launching crystals from its back by shaking its body back and forth. We can only hope that we get to see a lot more cooler subspecies of monsters that are not generally considered the popular ones. Coming in as our next rare species, we have Molten Tigrex. This has to be one of the coolest intentions for like a monster design, with a strong emphasis on its blood red colour and more visually aggressive demeanour overall. But visuals are only half of this monster. Its abilities have also had an explosive upgrade, giving it the ability to dish out blast blight, and this is included on one of Tigrex's most terrifying but signature moves, the Stampede attack. One of my favourite features of this monster, and specifically this subspecies of it, being the visual changes when it becomes enraged, those being its bloodshot eyes and its veins becoming bright red throughout its body. All of this is visually initiated as well by a brute Tigrex-like, powerful, explosive roar. Up next, we have the subspecies Stygian Zinogre. I think this monster speaks for itself, considering even its normal variant is a fan favourite already as it is, and this subspecies does a great job of having another take on the Thunder Hound. Stygian trades out the thunder capabilities of the regular variant to have dragon element, or more specifically, dragon thunder. I love the white and grey colour scheme the monster has, with the red dragon lightning energy radiating around its mane, giving it a black and crimson red aura. It is able to nurture this energy within itself and utilise it due to the fact that these Zinogres absorb multiple bugs that feed on dragonfell berries, and these bugs can be seen floating around the monster, similar to how thunderbugs can be seen around the normal version. As usual, there are a few additional attacks and variations of older attacks for this Crimson Beast to allow it to utilize its unique dragon capabilities. Our next subspecies on the list is our first Elder Dragon, and that monster is Oroshi Kirin. This is a pretty awesome take on the Elder Dragon, and it gives it a black stallion look, which I love. I like the black mane with the light purple tips throughout, and topped off with its luminous red eyes. It's a lot more aggressive than its normal variation as well, and it is able to summon shards of ice rather than lightning strikes. The one and only game that we got this subspecies to appear and be able to challenge was Monster Hunter 4, and of course its ultimate expansion title, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I do hope that we do get to see this beast again at some point, but of course only time will tell. Next up we have Coral Pukei, and this isn't a joke. I did want to include this on the list due to the contrast between this and its normal version. I think Pukei, it was a cool design, but the encounter itself was very just lackluster, and Pukei realistically was just a punching bag with a very bland moveset that spits out poison every other second, which I think Coral fixes up on a lot. This beast was introduced in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, with its normal variant of course releasing with Monster Hunter World's base game, and I feel like this just gave Pukei a water element moveset that was a lot more engaging to fight, and I think overall it did a great job. Its tail moves can be quite annoying and difficult to deal with during your first encounter due to how versatile it is, but I feel like this made the fight so much more engaging and actually fun to deal with. And I also absolutely love its colour scheme as well. I think they did a great job with this subspecies, and just overall this subspecies is a lot more aggressive than the regular one, only adding to the encounter's increased engagement. Finally, we have the final subspecies on the list, my favourite monster in the franchise, and Elder Dragon, Crimson Fatalis. Introduced in Monster Hunter G, Crimson Fatalis is a Fatalis whose shells and scales have become a crimson reddish colour after generations of volcanic exposure. One of its four horns have grown far beyond its normal growth range, and everything about this monster just screams death. Even by Fatalis standards, this subspecies is extremely aggressive and violent, with its rage being everlasting according to the guild. I just love the crimson filter it has over the mostly normal Fatalis design, giving it a hellish look, and with it only residing in the depths of the volcanic belt, it only adds to its extreme nature. And with that said guys, that does bring us to the end of this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to smash the like, subscribe buttons, it is extremely appreciated and helps out a ton. And definitely stay tuned for a lot more Monster Hunter content. Be sure to drop a comment down below with what your favourite subspecies are, and don't forget to join our Discord, link is at the top of the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.